We should start off with a quick introduction. Welcome. This is the weekly Mighty Quest stream. On the Fragdoll channel, I'm Esper of the Fragdolls, joined by UbiMegan. We're going to harass her with some more questions in a second. But real quick, so I'm a Fragdoll, I'm Esper, I play a lot of Mighty Quest with Megan. And that's pretty much what I do every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time to 1 p.m. Pacific time. So Megan's going to be with us for the first hour, and then I'm going to kick her off and just play more Mighty Quest so she can actually do real work.
Which I have a ton of, because of something we're going to talk about.
So, Megan, who are you? What do you do? Where can we get the Mighty Quest? I want your whole spiel and Reno.
Oh, my whole spiel? Oh, man, I got this down to a freaking art.
Yeah, you are a master.
Woo! All right, so hello. I am UbiMegan. I say that.
See, you already messed up!
I already messed up. I'm UbiMegan, also known as Rookbell. I'm one of the community managers for the Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot is a new free-to-play developed by Ubisoft Montreal. We are currently in open beta, and you can find it on Steam, on Uplay, or download it directly from our website. Drop the mic.
Okay, so real quick, do you want to talk about the, the Watch Dogs game?
Yeah, so we did recently release an entire Watch Dog pack, and the thing that I am absolutely in love in is it does have a super swanky Watch Dogs castle theme. It, it has like cameras, and it has the fox symbol, and it's like black and that cyan glowy blue.
Yeah, it's really freaking
so
pretty.
It's really freaking.
They even have like candles too, so it's still like Mighty Questy without being like.
Yeah, so they have like the candelabras and torches and stuff like that, but it has like that blue, that cyber blue flame to them. It also looks super cool from the outside because it's the same thing. The outside of the castle is just a little bit darker, and it has like that blue. I really like that shade of blue. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my god, your castle is so nasty. So Megan, before we get into castle defense, we should probably talk about something that is important for next week, right?
Super important. Oh my god, so excited. Can barely sleep for a couple of reasons, but yes.
Yeah, so what's happening next week?
E3!
E3! We should probably get into
That's right, because we actually had a huge update yesterday.
Yep, and so let me just not die in this castle real quick. So do you want to do like an overview of the whole thing, and then we'll watch the special, because you guys made a special trailer for it.
Yeah.
And so do you want to do a quick overview of like a general like overhead?
If I was to describe this patch in one word, it is balancing.
Yeah.
There is a huge emphasis on balancing this pack. A lot of it was with the creatures. I think there's like a dozen creatures that we adjusted, basically because we wanted to sort of like, there are creatures that are used, these are all creatures that are used in the game. There's like, we see them in castles, but they're still underperforming, we felt like, so we went and we adjusted various values from them. And you actually, if you go look at the patch notes, they're available on our website. There's also an announcement up on the Steam page that lists all of them. And it'll even show you the comparison between the old and the new. There's a lot of charts involved. So there's that. Bunch of creatures. We also did some changes to the heroes, specifically the Knight and the Runaway. So the Knight was a little too good, Sir Painhammer, a little too strong.
I know, poor Painhammer.
So he did get a bit of a debuff, adjusting some of the values just to make it so I think altogether it should result in the Knight being about 10% less resistant to physical damage and 20% less resistant to magical damage. And there was 2 or 3 things that they adjusted with the Knight to hopefully bring themselves to that level, because they do have sort of like a win rate or win percentage that they're aiming for, as well as the amount of, again, out of the average that they want to reach. So a lot of these adjustments are made with that in mind. You know, we wanted, so when you attack a castle, your baseline should be 50-50. Which is
like a good strong, like...
Yeah. and depending on like the layout of the castles and the creatures used, as well as what hero you're using and their skills, and that all influences the win ratio. So that was a change. And it's just like Sir Painhammer was just too strong.
I like to say strong. Like, you're not saying strong. Like, he's just too strong, you know.
Too strong. I've been watching a lot of. I've been spending a lot of time on the internet, so.
Yeah, we kind of do that sometimes, you know. Like.
So yeah, it just showed, like, I know I was just like, man, with Sir Painhammer, I just face check everything. So we did make it that he made him not as tanky. So and with the runaway, it was a lot of the reducing the cooldowns, because that was kind of the tricky thing about her, is because her abilities did have a longer cooldown. You had to be very careful about which ones you were using when, because you could end up in a situation where all your abilities are on cooldown, and you're just like, crap. They don't last as long, but you get to use them more often. Just like, call me vain, but some of the, it's just like, okay, yeah, new creature balance, new hero channel. Like, how do I play dress up? What can I do with dress up now? So it's just making like a super awesome week for me, because we did have the Watchdog packs. And this is on topic this time, no yelling.
No one's gonna yell.
Pack last week. This is how the tangent got started, though. Is that they had the castle theme, the costumes, the weapons, and then this week they give me a new castle theme and new pets and the die system. So a lot of ways that I can make.
Dude, I love the freaking die system. I haven't even messed with it yet. Okay, so that's, you know what? We're gonna hop right in. We're gonna just talk about the die system really quick.
Okay.
Megan's like on her roll, and I'm always like, no, Megan! We must talk about things that I find awesome! Okay, Megan, so,
yes,
as someone who hasn't seen the dies yet, so where do I go to see these?
The dies are located in the Potion Brewery. Okay. We have, I want to do a count right now, because there's a bunch. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20 dies. And because they, so when you get it for the Potion Brewery, they do cost blings. And there's like different rarities of them. They cost like, the 60 blings are like equivalent of like an orange item. And then there's like, they'll show up as gray in your inventory, but the prices, that's like the equivalent of them. But never fear. So you can buy the dies you want from the Potion Brewery. However, they also drop in-game.
Yeah.
So when you are attacking other player castles, you do have the opportunity to loot dies. I just checked out the Dur theme, and it is way cooler than I thought it would be. I think it's because Dur was such a frustrating castle for me. He was so hard to beat.
I hated him, so I still haven't beat him on my runaway. Like, I'm just like, I keep pushing that stream back. So I'm like, yeah, we'll get to it when we get to it. But
so I didn't really appreciate his theme, and it's the music. The music's the thing that really, really gets me with Dur's theme.
Yeah.
So it's super cool.
One of the things that we saw in the video was the new gelatinous wall.
Yes. So,
you used it in your castle.
I did. Well, it's one of those things because I was using it beforehand, and then they made a change, and I'm still using it because
it's so annoying. I like the noise that it actually makes when you go through it. It's like, meow, like, oh, meow.
So yeah. So now, what happens is it's sort of like it's more of a dynamic trap. It's not a stationary one. It'll drop down from that, and it'll trap the hero inside of it. It also has a mana drain effect too. So it'll both reduce movement speed and will drain a character's mana. So I mean it's one of those things where it adds for more interesting setups, because you can like sort of like you could surprise a character with a jelly ball, where before they were just always sitting there.
Like they would just kind of like walk by. Oh my god, spring traps are my personal bane. Okay. But yeah, I could definitely see where now like that upgrade, because I found that like not a lot of people really used it as much, even though it's like an actual pretty cool.
Yeah. Which was a very strong focus of this patch, because we were balancing, and it's just like we want to focus on the things that we know. It's almost like we know you guys want to use these. There's enough of them in game that it's just like we want to improve these. I'm not saying that some of the things that haven't been changed won't be, or that they're not important. It's just like you gotta prioritize. And there's certain things just like, we know these creatures are good. We know players are using them. We don't have to worry about them right now.
Yeah. Okay, so Megan, so if people want to follow you throughout your E3 experience, what's the best way?
Twitter's probably gonna be like the only way, because I don't know. Again, I will be streaming, but it's not going to be with you. It's not going to be for the Fragdal stream. It's not going to be for the Mighty Quest. So yeah, at UbiMegan. And be sure to follow the other sort of like major Twitter channels. Fragdals, of course, because you just said you're going to have what, 14 people there?
Yeah, and we're also going to be doing a contest that I'm waiting to get approval from, which is going to be like super. It's one of the perks of any sort of job. It's approvals. So I'm waiting to get approval on that. It's actually going to be a contest for our Instagram, our Twitter, and our YouTube channel. So it's going to be a really easy contest that everyone can participate in. So be sure to follow both channels, and then of course follow Megan and I.
Oh, there it is.
Yay! We did it.
Where is it? Where's my wife?
Where is she?